They go play action here on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll look to throw here. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They'll look to throw again. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
A first carry here for Kananga Wangu. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Vikings will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent and maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Murray. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. Calling a gain of 6 on to play, and now it's 3rd and 3.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Cardinals are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How to get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Moore, the man in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Cards will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
On the move to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Arizona. 52 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. No score after one on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll set up to throw. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Escaping the pressure right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it will still bring up a 4th down. And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick here is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy on the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Out to his left. And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Blankenship's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
So Charles, they're on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point seeding.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now back to throw. This is intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On first down, Hendricks. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
What an advantage having a elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now Murray. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6. Give to Cook out of the gun. And this play a lot like the previous one, thanks to that stout Cardinal defense. Back-to-back, they've been tackled behind the line.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Murray going to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will not be able to get the first, as he can get this only down to the 5. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Two minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. They're going for it. Hits Murray. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Here's a 2nd and 7. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36.
The danger of a punt that good, the 16-yard return.
And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Hey. Come on.
They'll run on 1st down. Hendricks. And some room to work. 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 48 yards.
And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead is now 17-3.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Let's go now.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
He finds Kittle going across the field.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll get this out to Kamara, and they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They'll throw now on the final play.
Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC Wildcard matchup as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC Wildcard bout. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. It's so easy to focus on the speed and elusiveness of Kyler Murray. But as he shows right there, don't sleep on the arm strength.
And this offense has really just been humming all game long. So to me, they're just saying, we want to finish this one off in the third quarter so we can coast home in the fourth. And this is just a tremendous play. Something we've seen time and again from this offense.
And that wound up traveling at even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now a give, right side. Hendricks. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Blankenship out for the point after. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This one taken just inside the 10. And he returns this to the 22. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Now a play fake here on first down. This one caught by Kittle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. They'll look to throw now on first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and control of this game. Face the challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They'll look to throw here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got hold on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
A second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Got his man. It's London.
Touchdown, Cardinals.
Drake London.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cardinals are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts the lead to 24-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot. Up 2 scores here in the third quarter.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, it's Murray. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time.
And they will score. It's a pick-6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Extra point attempt to follow here. He's got it, and it's 24-17.
Makes the score Vikings 24.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. He's got a man, complete.
And he will be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover and put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot. It worked. First down, here's the run with Cook. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Here's Murray.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And 3rd and 8 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit.
From the right hash, this from 53.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the score.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw.
Back to Kamara for another catch.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They're going to look to throw. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. They'll set up a throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Touchdown!
Rondale Moore.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cardinals have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll start this drive out on the ground. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Murray. This one caught by Isabella. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. They'll try the left side. Hendricks. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
107 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 19. Give them 18 on the play. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. And they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. From the gun, Murray forced out to his left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Cardinals are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check pass. Pat the street.
And that's complete to Brown. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Number 6 brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. He's back to throw. It's complete. Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. That's complete to his running back, Kamara.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
They'll send Brown in motion right. Back to throw.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. Back to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Card's going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as he'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you have...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on 3rd down. To the right side, and he's got more complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now there's the timeout, signaled for with 2 seconds to go. And the field goal unit likely trying to send this one to overtime. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And this one is right through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied.
Well, plenty of chills and thrills in this one, and more to come here as overtime will decide who moves on to the divisional round. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep it.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And the Cards are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. That is just a gigantic interception here in overtime of this playoff game. And now, Charles, all they need is 3 to win it.
That's exactly right, because now one possession, one field goal gets it done. They force a lot of big turnovers in the regular season, Brandon, but none come bigger than that one right there. Here in the playoffs, they've got a chance to put this one away.
Now a first throw here in overtime. This one caught by Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu.
They find some open field here. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on in the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.